My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Slay the Spire, specifically the level 20 Ascension grind for the Ironclad. As you can see between the episodes, I've gotten our Niao's bonus back. Alright, ooh, 7 max HP to remove 2 cards. Again, I probably go with Double Strike. Now, the reason is the thin deck strategies that succeed in high Ascension are thin defensive rather than thin offensive. Primarily because you can't just stand there and start taking damage in this level of Ascension. It just doesn't really work well. It doesn't work well. You need a way to stem the bleeding, and unless you get the Apparitions event on the second floor, how are you always going to do that? So, removing those two, and then we're looking for things like Spot Weakness, Rampage, Body Slam, Entrench. If we get Body Slam, then Entrench, otherwise not Entrench. Demon Form, those kinds of things. There is a no elite path. It's actually quite good. It's got a lot of upgrade spaces along it. Ah, right, don't use hotkeys. Excuse me, don't use hotkeys in this series. Got it. Got it. And I'm gonna be killing him next turn anyway. Likely. Oh, power through. Whew. No thank you, but thanks for the offer. Clothesline, Dark Embrace, Bash. I definitely don't really want a second Bash. Ooh, Normality. Injury, I'm going to make sure that I don't match it. Rampage, okay. No. Rampage was one of the final 3 cards, unfortunately. I'd really enjoy it if every single one... I should probably remove a defend now, not to have the same problem happen this run that happened last run. I would probably be really, really pleased if all of my high Ascension wins with the Ironclad, because level 15 was also, some don't remember, but level 15, back when that was the highest, was also a Rampage run. I'd be so pleased to have a Rampage run win every single one of those. Flex, Steel Wheel, Thunderclap. Especially because I'm getting weakened on turn 1. I'm going to allow myself to take 2 damage here just so they can blow up both of their armors. Gives me the ability to kill one this turn. Beautiful. And the second one has the buff, but beautiful. We've got lethal as well. Rage does provide off... oh. It's so hard to get that deck to work, though. The deck is only getting thinner now that we have a True Grit in here, so... Oh my gosh. Come on. Come on. Give me a win condition. If you don't give me a win condition by this point, I'm going to go to the shop. I know. That's how dire these straights are. In order to assist our failing damage at this point, I'm also going to upgrade the Bash. Anchor, starting to combat with 10 block. That would insist that we should do a defensive deck. Runic to deck a huge runic for HP will gain energy at the start of each turn. That too would insist that we do a defensive deck. Come on, game. Don't let me down. Let's get defensive. Cool. Yeah, I already have an in-play deck of just 5. So I know what I'm going to get. Well, we didn't get it, so I'm going to veer off to the left here. I'm also going to upgrade these defense, because I feel like they're probably going to be part of whatever deck we end up making. Oh my god. Oh my god. We might actually be doing an infinite now? It's been so long since I've had a deck that was defensive enough, that removed enough cards early enough to do an infinite, but... I mean, Time Eater is definitely going to be our final boss if I do this. But I still kind of want to do it. Flex helps our damage out, but it is cumbersome. It has weight in this deck, unfortunately. Okay, upgrade the Flash of Steel. We now need Drop Kick, basically. This is actually something I've been thinking about since it was mentioned by Brian in the comment section. That I don't give possibly, and I agree with it, so I'm not going to say possibly, I will just say yes. I don't exactly give enough respect to infinite decks that aren't infinite from first turn, but they generate their infinite in play. I think that's definitely a fair critique. Adds 2 burns per, which is a rough time. But thankfully we can burn 1 each turn pretty reliably. Okay. We're probably going to live, but we're not going to have a ridiculous amount of HP afterwards. Okay. We get a single unupgraded strike out of that deck right now. Here's the turn I was talking about. Ugh, this is gonna suck. There goes all of my plated armor. And gosh, my HP too. Now, that would previously upgrade all of the burns in our deck, but we don't have any. However, it still does introduce 2, which, yeah, possibly means I'm dead. Yeah. Now, I'll warn you, if I had have rested before that fight, number 1, I would not have gotten that much HP back. But number 2, the attack that they do on the second turn is always 60% of your HP. So you effectively make it harder for yourself when you have a large amount of HP going into that first turn. And we only just managed to defend most of that first turn's worth of damage, second turn's worth of damage, first attack's worth of damage. Take the 7 max HP for 250 here, which allows me to go to an early shop. Can't go to that one. Can't go to this one unless I want to fight an elite. All right, so I'm going to go to a late shop now. Damn. But it will still allow me to use that shop to try and define my win condition. Unfortunately, you can't really take a long time defining your win condition in High Ascension, at least in my experience. There are other people with more experience in High Ascension, and I would defer to them on that fact. But at the same rate, I believe fundamentally that it is pretty difficult to play High Ascension without a defined win condition and just pick a bunch of value cards and try and win with those. Because the game is so slated against you. There's this concept in Hearthstone of unfairness, and the only things that get played in competitive are things that are blatantly unfair, right? So to describe something as good, but it's not unfair enough, is to say that I'm not including this in my deck because sure, it has value, but if I want to win often enough to, you know, for them it would be world champion, I need my deck to be unfair. That's Body Slam. We've already taken a defensive card, so... Or rather, we've already removed an aggressive card. So now we move more aggressive cards out of our deck. Upgrade Body Slam as soon as it's possible as well. Okay. 3 strikes is actually the kill. I don't know why I spoke about it. That's okay. It looks like we're probably going to heal back to full as we leave this combat anyway, which is nice. Metallicize is, you know, not bad. The problem with Metallicize is that it doesn't give you extra damage for your Body Slam, so it's an inefficient way to defend yourself. In a long combat, it's pretty effective. Still don't think we take it, though. Upgrade Body Slam, and then we're probably upgrading all of the defense. Likely keeping them all as well. Just stark tack away from how I would usually play. Great turn right there. Ooh, yes. Disarm is really, really powerful against the final boss on this floor in particular. It will single-handedly allow us to win that fight in a lot of situations where we otherwise would not. The boot, when he would deal 4 or less unblocked attack damage, increased to 5. Whew. So my immediate thinking is letter opener card removal, but the bomb. At the end of 3 it's 2 energy though. See, I've always wanted to do a bomb defense deck. So you get the bomb, and then you just defend yourself and play the bomb a bunch of times. And then every turn you're dealing like 30 damage, but there is a delay in the setup. But I think it has to be, for this type of deck, letter opener card removal. I think that's actually going to more consistently lead to damage. And it leads to more early damage. Up-fronting your damage. It's really important in this kind of a game. Or really important in this kind of difficulty as well. Well, damn. Now we weakened. I do 5 damage from the letter opener by doing it in that order. Or I could have done 5 damage from the boot increasing a weakened strike. It was the same damage either way. A lot of turns like that are going to come up. Now that we have letter opener, I'm going to take a war cry. Second body slam was here. There was a frozen egg here. Damn it. I can't believe I missed out on that. I like that relic. Come on, Ann. Not bad. We're vulnerable, but we still managed to fully defend. Don't feel too bad about that one. Okay, fire potion. Throw the Gambler's Brew, actually, just because of how many times we've increased the value of our cards by upgrading them. Did that make sense? No, that made no sense. I'm taking the fire potion because my deck is thin enough that it has enough value provided already, I think is what I mean. And also, it'll allow me to pop that. Most of the time, I'm just going to be kind of trying to hide behind my defense. I don't care if I perfect this fight, so I'll deal 12 damage at the cost of taking... Oh, no, you have 4. Okay, 4 damage. Still, the same principle applies. All right. That's half HP, and we're still looking pretty fine. You know that our next stand has Body Slam in it, so setting up the vulnerability on that turn had a dual purpose. Okay. Got 2 more turns to put you on the ground. Somehow I feel like we might get there. There we go. All right, so after this boss, what are the most acceptable pickups? Definitely Barricade. Possibly Double Tap. Definitely Offering. Juggernaut? I mean, I play a lot of defensive cards. It will provide me some AoE where I don't yet have it. Take the Juggernaut now that's been upgraded. I have to take the Cursed Key. I don't have any choice there. I need the extra energy, and Cursed Key is one of the energy givers with the fewest repercussions. Now, do I have to fight Elite this floor? No, I don't. Cool. I'm not going to be fighting an Elites this floor then. Cool. Uh-huh. And then that, and then that, and then that. Not a huge fan of how that turn went, but still. Now I would take Metallicize in this deck. It's an upgraded Clothesline. Weakness is really big. Who's our end boss? Automaton. I think I actually need that. If I could afford Ghostly Armor card removal, I would be so happy. Also, if I knew that I was going to find Blind here, I would have just taken that and I wouldn't have even taken anything else. So... just going to take the Ghostly Armor and get out of there. Upgrade all of my strikes and defense. That's 2 defense and 2 strikes get upgraded versus removing a card. It's not even close, unfortunately. I'm gonna bet on the Murderer, just for the odds to be on my side. Sure, I get a smaller reward, but the odds are on my side. I need to continue to make the deck thinner, though. Especially if I could get a True Grit, I'd be down for that, because then I could have my Body Slam every hand, rather than every so often. Cool. All right, money back. I probably need to stop picking up cards now. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I can't. I already have removed most of my strikes, so to now take them would be just not great. Nope, not opening that. Don't want to curse. Normality would kill me. All right, let's think about this. Enchiridian's actually really big. So do I want to risk it? Enchiridian's really big, but also we still have Bash and Clothesline, so Necronomicon's not that small either. Enchiridian at the start of each combat, add a random power card to your hand and got 0 until the end of the turn. Now, anything except for like Brutality will always be played. I would have loved Anchor here if we could have taken it. Instead, it's going to be another card removal. Final Strike out of the deck. Oh, Smith the Shrug it off. Smithing the things that I intend to keep, by the way. Barricade, yeah. That's the kind of thing that it can occasionally do. Just give you, weirdly, exactly the card you need. Mm-hmm. Nice. Set myself up for my next turn as well. And... no lethal? Never mind, lethal. And I need to rest before this boss combat. Ooh, Inflame. It's not great. We're gonna have a lot of problems in this combat. Can already tell. We're not gonna be able to disarm the Bronze Automaton. Damn it. Bash and Defend are both going to be taken by these chumps. I'd love to get the Disarm on the Bronze Automaton, but I'm not getting 3 artifacts down before I can play it. I think I need to start disarming you as quickly as possible. So that I can get a weaken on it by the time it gets to... So that I can actually hit it with weaken by the time it gets to Hyper Beam turn. Supreme overkill, but saves me HP. Almost got that frontliner down. Here's the first Hyper Beam. It's Bash Body Slam. Now that I've survived the first Hyper Beam, I need to make sure they don't get to a second one. It's 40 damage this turn. It's 30. Not enough. Weakening saved us 10 HP. Double defense would have saved us 10 HP as well. Damn it! Ugh. Again, the last 2 episodes have been on the shorter side of things, so despite the fact we're over 20 minutes, I'm going to start again. But I can't always do this. I run out of time to record things. It's why there's been daily slots missing recently, like Darkest Dungeon and Enter the Gungeon. It's difficult to get everything recorded in the amount of time that I have. Alright. 100. There is no elite free path. We've got one here, one here, one here, and then one here. So there's literally no path that has no elites. So I now need to consider what path has the fewest elites, what path is the most survivable. Okay, there's 2 that have 1. So I'm gonna go to one of those. Would love not to have been hit by 12 that turn, but didn't really have too much of a choice. No. Alright, we know we've got Bash in the next hand, so we know we have the ability to deal 7 damage with a single card, so... That's why I set the target that I set to the HP that I set them to. Unfortunately, we're going to be weakened. Thankfully, next hand probably has Bash. Alright, Bash is literally the bottom card on our deck. I said probably because, you know, draw 5, there's 6 in the deck. I'm going to take armaments. Darkstone Periapt, when you retain a curse, increase your max HP by 6. Would that have made me take the previous curse? I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Possibly. Alright, I'm going to armaments the Bash. Gets us extra turns of vulnerability on the enemy. Wow, I was really expecting, yeah, to have 3 strikes in that hand for the kill. Oh well. This'll have to do. Take a nice little defensive shrug it off. Upgrade the armaments first. Okay, by having an armaments in my deck, I have to rest. Or rather, I free up the ability to rest more often. Still probably not correct to rest there. Upgrade the shrug it off for a singular defense. Bag of preparation at the start of each combat, draw 2 additional cards. That's really good. Single strike on one of you. Then you get to armaments and defend. Lose 3 HP, but I gain 6 at the end, so we'll see. That'll do it. Second shrug it off is probably a bit much. Alright. Damn. Damn it, they went for the large attack at the end as well. That's exactly what I was hoping they weren't going to do. Alright, well, most of our deck is now upgraded. Save for the 2 offensive cards I have in that hand. That said, pretty much any draw kills. Body Slam totally fits in that deck now. I took that just so that I could insta-kill one of them so that I wasn't just taking the full brunt of that damage. I'm fine with taking 1. Seems more reasonable. Nope. Uppercut's a way to apply weakness and vulnerability, but doesn't make it the best way. I'm not pleased about the fact that the next position could be a gremlin knob, and I have no ability to stop it. I will keep the attack potion for the possibility of generating like a bludgeon, just, you know, something clutch in that fight, but if it is a gremlin knob, we're probably just knobbed. Cool. Deck is pretty thin. So what? This is a hybrid body slam Searing Blow deck. I'm doing it. You gotta have someone on your team who dives for the lost cause balls. That's what I'm doing here. So the idea is that I don't have anything else in my deck that I want to prioritize upgrade. Obviously, kind of still body slam, but I instead prioritize upgrading the Searing Blow with the armaments as well, so we can get it to like truly monstrous numbers. We'll probably have taken 2 damage by the time we next draw that, so. Alright. Should be able to kill this turn with any reasonable draw. That'll do it. Potion Belt Ghostly Armor. So now we can start upgrading Searing Blow. We actually need to also not take more cards like I keep doing. I play the Ghostly Armor so it doesn't exhaust from the deck. Like, the Body Slam is definitely going to be the most successful part of this deck. The Searing Blow is definitely more of a questionable choice. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. And we're still going to need way more damage. We're going to die on the second in flame here. With or without the Searing Blow, I think we were dead here. Yeah, 7 by 6. It's 42 damage. And now every burn in my deck is upgraded. See what I mean about you need to take risks early because you're not gonna get a chance later. There we go. Fine, you got me, son of a hexaghost. Game's hard, yo. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire, specifically Ascension 20 for the Ironclad, which is why it's been so difficult. There's going to be a lot of losses like this in the future, I have to imagine. I am amazed I got through, 16, 19 as quickly as I did. We'll see how this goes. For the moment, my name has been Rhapsody. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you next time.